Hello guys, this week we are going to continue working with tag questions. In this video, we are going to review how to use tag questions with the simple present. Let's remember that in the simple present, we have to divide the verbs in two groups. One is going to be the verb to be and the other with other verbs. Here you have some examples with the verb to be. Your teacher is from Lima. We aren't students. With other verbs, you like chocolate. They don't play video games. My father swims every day. My sister doesn't watch TV. First, we are going to remember the verb to be. The verb to be is divided in three forms: am, is, are. Depending on the subject, I, you, he, she, it, we, and they, we are going to decide which form we are going to use. Here, you can see the affirmative form of the verb to be. And on the other column, you have the negative form. So we have am not, are not, is not, etc. There are other forms to make negative forms too, and they are the famous contractions. So we can say I'm not, you're not, or you aren't, he's not, he isn't, she's not, she isn't, and so on. You can use the full form with no contractions, or you can use contractions in the negative form. So, how we can make tag questions using the present simple? In this case, we are going to focus only on the verb to be. And here we have two sentences. Your teacher is from Lima. We aren't students. Let's remember that the tag questions are formed like this. If you have an affirmative sentence, the tag question is going to be in negative, the opposite. Affirmative sentence, negative tag question. For example, I am late. The tag question has to be in negative. Aren't I? You are a student. Aren't you? He is very busy. Isn't he? Also remember that we have to use the same subject. I, you, he. What happens if we have a negative sentence? If we have a negative sentence, we have to use a positive tag question. For example, you aren't a teacher. The tag question is, are you? He isn't crazy. The tag question is he. And we have to use the same subject. And this is very important. You. He. Now, how we can make tag questions of these sentences? Look, here we have your teacher, and the verb to be is. Your teacher is from Lima. If this sentence is in affirmative, the tag question has to be in, very good, in negative. Isn't she? And we have to use here she. I cannot use your teacher. You have to use the subject pronoun, she. We aren't students. This sentence is in negative, so the tag question goes in excellent, in affirmative. Are we? And we have to use the same subject pronoun. Now it's time for you to practice. So here you have 5 sentences, and you have to complete them using tag questions. Betty is happy. I am not a sports fan. We are students. My friends aren't American. My dog is nice. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute to try to finish to complete the sentences using tag questions. Okay, guys, so let's check your answers. Betty is happy. The tag question is very good, isn't she? Number 2, I am not a sports fan. So the tag question is perfect, am I? We are students. The tag question is aren't we? Very good. My friends aren't American. Are they? Because we are talking about my friends. And my friends is plural. So we have to use they. Excellent. My dog is nice. The tag question is it. Very good, isn't it? We are going to use it because we are talking about the dog. The dog is not a person, so we cannot use he or she. We have to use it. Very good. Was this exercise difficult for you? I don't think so. Let's continue. Now we are going to talk about other verbs. Yes, not the verb to be. Verbs like live, study, watch, play, work, etc. So when we talk about other verbs that are not the verb to be, look what happens when you use he, she, or it. Yes, we have to add a letter S to the verb. So you say I live, you live, we live, they live. But when you use he, she, and it, you have to say he lives, she lives, it lives. This is the third person in singular. Only with these three subjects, we have to add the letter S to the verbs. These sentences here are in affirmative. So what about the negative form? Well, in negative form, there is going to be a difference too. For I, you, we, and they, we are going to use the auxiliary don't. But when you have he, she, and it, we have to use doesn't. And look at the verb. The verb has no S. So we use the verb in the base form. Live. Yes? So remember, only when you have the subjects he, she, and it, you are going to write a letter S with the verb in the affirmative form. And when you have he, she, and it in negative, you have to add the auxiliary doesn't and the verb in the base form. Yes? Perfect. Here we have 4 sentences in simple present with other verbs. You like chocolate, they don't play video games, my father swims every day, my sister doesn't watch TV. How can we make tag questions? First, let's remember, yes, when we have an affirmative sentence, like you speak English or he studies Spanish, our tag question is going to be a negative one. So, for example, we have, you speak English, don't you? He studies Spanish, doesn't he? If we have negative sentences, our tag question is going to be a positive one. Very good. So we say, you don't speak French, do you? Patty doesn't play soccer, does she? Remember that we have to change. We cannot use Patty here. We have to use the subject she. So how can we make the questions of these sentences? You like chocolate. The tag question is, don't you? Very good. They don't play video games. Do they? My father swims every day. Doesn't he? My sister doesn't watch TV. Does she? You see, when we have affirmative sentences, we have to use negative tag questions. And when we have negative sentences, the tag questions go in the affirmative form. Okay, now it's time for you to practice. You have 1 minute to do this activity. Perfect, guys. Time's up. Let's check our answers. I study a lot. Don't I? Very good. My mother likes eating spaghetti. Doesn't she? Perfect. They play video games. Don't they? Peter doesn't speak Chinese. Yes, does he? We don't listen to reggaeton. Do we? Very good. You have practiced very, very well done. Okay, let's do some extra activities. Here you have to choose the correct answer. This is very easy for you now. Let's do it together. Samuel watches Netflix in the afternoon. Yes, doesn't he? Your parents aren't from China. Very good, are they? We don't use our cell phones in the classroom. Do we? Very nice. Mary is very intelligent. Isn't she? Well done. Patrick doesn't cook. Very good. So now that you have practiced this topic, yes, it will be easy for you. See you.